Show more about that money, what we get into. Show more about that money, get residuals. Show more.
What it do, people? You're now tuned in.
Popovich
TV.
TV. Oh yeah.
We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling back up in here one more again. So if it's your first time, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. To everybody else, you already know. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. Let's get to the trending topic, you know what I mean? The last couple hours, as I like to say, shit be spinning in the clip. And, you know, none less than TARIQ, you know what I mean? Ghost Jr., he in the news. He's spinning in the clip. He was on some podcast. I don't know what podcast it is. It's like, you get a podcast, you get a podcast, she got a podcast, they got a podcast. He was on somebody's podcast, and I'm just being funny, but I'm not, because I got one. Hit the subscribe button if you just walking in the door. Thank you. And, you know, while shit was in real time, like real live action, you know, the dudes talking to, I guess, his little sisters or whatever, and come find out the person that did the unthinkable, right? Not really, but really, is one of his sisters as well. So they was talking on the live and shit, and, you know, Shorty came out, grabbed his Johnson, and a lot of people was talking about it, and I want to talk about it too, because even though he came out, you know, with a statement saying pretty much, listen, you know, I'm not gonna press no charges, you know, sexual assault, sexual harassment, whether it's done, you know, from a man to a woman or a woman to a man, it's all unacceptable. It's all, you know, wrong. And, you know, hopefully we can open up the conversation and, you know, get some straightening, you know what I mean, out of this. And that's pretty much what he said. And 50 Cent came out, you know, he put a little comment on it. A lot of people didn't like what he was saying. Like, you know, you making it a joke. Everything is a joke. And obviously, you know, they got, I guess, the last book of Power with, you know, with TARIQ, etc., coming out in September. You know, so the deeper thing is, though, is that men been going through this. Especially if you, you know, you check all the boxes. You're handsome, you're sexy, you got sex appeal, you got some type of ish that women deem attractive or desirable. You got a couple dollars, because that's your money, son. You got some money, you got the tools and shit like 50 Cent talk about. I keep some rims, some gems, and some jewels. I holla at a hoe till I got a bitch confused. They got on pay less, me, I got on gated shoes, right? Off that PYNP. And, you know, if you have those things going for you, you can articulate yourself, you know what I mean, you funny or whatever the case. We know that you get sexually harassed all the time at the workplace. Coming in with your nice little Brooks Brothers suit on, you know what I mean, your little whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, whether you're married or you're not married. And I often spoke about, even when I was, you know what I mean, married and had the ring on and all that, joints would be on a nigga body, etc. You know what I mean? Not caring, first of all. Like, they don't give a fuck about your happy home, your situation. And not all women, of course, but some. They don't give a fuck. In fact, they're like, yo, I'm going to let you pop off crazy, and then you can go back and play hubby in the house. You know what I mean? Like, some men be like, yeah, I'm going to smash. You could go back to your man. You know what I mean? Wipe your mouth and all that, and you could go back to your man. Women play the same game. It's a dirty game, or as Future like to say, it's an evil world out here. But the point is, this go on a lot more than what's spoken about, than what people talk about. Men don't really, and a lot of times why I think men don't bring it up or mention it and make it real, you know, conversations as women do. Obviously, men is the strongest sex physically. You know, obviously there's some women that's stronger than men, but overall, hey, I gotta be, you know, preference my statements when I say certain things to seem like I'm not, you know what I mean? But it is just what it is, like the show. And we authentic over here. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Men are stronger. And so when it's looked at, when a man do it, it's like almost applying pressure, like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't beat me or whatever, or you may have a position of power, Andrew Cuomo, shit like that. You know, I felt, you know, uncomfortable. I felt I might have lose my job, etc. There's women that do the same thing to men. That's on the lesser ladder. You want some stairs down below, and they up here, they all the way up with it. and you want to keep the job, you just try to bring coffee in. She may not be attractive. She may be a big Bertha. You know what I mean? It may be one of your mom's friends. We spoke about that on the channel, how the joints be trying to groom niggas and all that. This shit happens to men all the time. It's just not spoken about in the same way that women speak about it. For whatever the case, I'ma chalk it under the category of the double standards. And some works for men, some work for women. Some don't work for men, some don't work for women. So it's like if you come out as a guy, you with your homies, you know what I mean? And you start telling them like, yo, my boss running down on me. What movie was that? Horrible Bosses, right? With Jennifer Anderson, and she was all over her assistant, right? I think she was a dentist, and he was the assistant. Every time she came in, that was like the perfect example of what goes on in the workspace. And not only the touchy-feely like Shorty did to TARIQ, grabbing his Johnson and all that, but even just the verbal. You know what I mean? When you look good, or look like you holding, or you know what I mean, you're gonna bend me over, and all type of wild shit. And in today's age, it's not even really hard to believe as far how women talk. You got what's the show with I don't know their names, but I know it's a play on words, and it's a popular podcast. Horrible Decisions, like not horrible like Horrible Bosses, but horrible like WH. You know what I mean? And so you see a lot of the joints go on there, and they be talking about dildos and the butt plugs and backdoor specials and meeting random niggas on random beaches, and you know what I mean? She swallowed it, get it all, like on some NWA shit. And just the vulgarness of how they talk, just like niggas. And men's locker room, I think it was just something with the WNBA and a hot mic. I don't know how this stuff be getting released, but it is what it is, right? And I don't even know the young lady because I don't watch the WNBA. So if it ain't somebody that they keep trying to push, or the media is keep, spinning it in the clip, then I don't know who it is. But anyway, it was a chick. I think she might have been on the LA Spark, so I think the colors had yellow in it, the uniform. Anyway, she's standing there talking to another chick, WNBA player, and the hot mic caught her saying, her shit is gold, her box is dusty, or some shit like that. Like I'm old, but my box is gold, or I'm old, but something to that effect. And everybody was like, my ears, my eyes, on some Phoebe Friend shit. Speaking of Jennifer Anderson, right? And women been talking and doing the most. Women talking, about men or their sexuality, or that's not it. Nigga didn't get you off, and you telling your girl like, yeah, that nigga was trashy though. Like put that nigga in a big hefty bag, toss him out, trash on a Wednesday. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or, you see Nia Long, right? And in the Love Jones movie, and she was telling her friend like the dick just talk to me, like real graphic and explicit. So we know, they just human like us, and we all just ordinary people. The difference is, yesteryear, without these phones, without these hot mics, you probably wouldn't have been able to hear a lot of that. Nowadays, you can just pop on Instagram, and then the first thing you open up is Horrible Decisions. Chick talking about how she got a train ran on her, and it was the best thing in her life. With 5 niggas giving the all BBC, like whoa, what? Like soon as you open up Instagram, you see some shit like this, and this is just a regular, everyday occurrence now. On social media. So I'm not surprised, that he got sexually assaulted. I'm not surprised that he not making a big deal out of it. Like, listen, we coming out September. This is the last book. This is the last chapter. I'm going to need all y'all to tune in. Also, I'm not surprised 50 Cent took a little, U-turn or sharp right. Like, listen, we ain't even going to have that as part of the promotion while we building up the suspense to the last chapter in the Ghost book. We going, like that's no lawsuits, no nothing. He made strictly light of it. Like, he almost act like that shit never happened. And whereas TARIQ, his statement is more like, these are the conversations we need to be having. I ain't too pressed. I was a little shocked, not really knowing how to express it. And that's why you see his face like, oh shit, bitch just came out, grabbed the nigga Johnson and all that. And that shit was crazy, shit crazy. Fellas, I'm sure y'all could drop an emoji or a comment. Like, when I was young, XYZ happened. Some of my mom's friends was trying to groom me. You know what I mean? Talking about, well, you're going to be handsome when you get older, and the girl's going to be all over you, squeezing your cheeks and want to babysit out. Or if you wasn't so young, like, well, what you mean? Like, what do you mean? You know what they mean. Like, damn, shorty could get it. So, you know, it is what it is. But ladies, y'all know what y'all be doing. Fellas, we already know it's almost like a dirty secret. You know what I mean? Women, for men that's attractive, they be all over your body, verbally and touchy-feely all the time. Touching your arm and your shoulders and all that. You know what I mean? And that's just how it is. That's how they be. You know what I mean? Some of them. Now, if you're not attractive, then obviously you may not be receiving that attention. So you probably never know what sexual harassment is. And I'm not being funny when I say that, because it is a lot of guys may not be the best version of themselves. Women don't even pay attention to them. They can have a decent career and all that, and a bitch still be like, listen, you got to be 6 feet, 6 pack, 6, you know what I mean? Like over 6 in the bed. Like you got to go for 6 hours and all that old fly shit. So you ain't even getting breathed at. You're not even getting no, you know what I mean? Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, you ain't getting none of that. You know what I mean? Nigga, bitch ain't even looking at you. And that's the facts. Whereas if you some Tyson Bector, you know, Morris Chestnut or somebody or whoever, Denzel in a younger day, Will Smith, you getting all the attention. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. But y'all know who it is. It's your guy, Popovich. Y'all was just tuned in. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling back up in here one more again. Yeah, kid.